just want to go home. I just want to go home. I cried in despair. I just want to go home. I just want to go home. In the dream, I just cried. I just want to go home. And the despairingest part of it was that I realized in the dream that there was no home. There was no place to go to. And I was stuck in this alien planet, this alien world, where I had to try to do what the natives in that they did. Oh, okay. This. And it was so exhausting, and it was so, just so, what's that word, where you're just trying so hard, and you just want to fit in, and it was like this was a planet that I was on in the dream that somebody finally slapped me in the face, and it like woke me up in the dream, still in the dream, like, I just want to go home, because I can't do this here. And I realized there's no home to go to. And that's when another level woke up in the dream, and it's like this guide in my meditation, this spirit guide that came to me, and she said, no, my beloved one, no. The gift of the orphan archetype that you carry is that you know that the veil between the worlds is so thin that we all are just coming through for a time. We're just passing through for a time. And you know that, but many forget that and think this is all there is. This is it. And there is no, the veil is like an iron curtain. It's like the tar corduroy curtain. It's like there's no seeing through. For you, you see through. And so your mission and your work is to take that knowing that we all come from the stars, right? And to be in this world with that knowing. Yes! Woo! That was 10 years ago. I had that dream. That was like a healing dream of the orphan archetype. So the adopted baby is given away at birth. And there is no face that it looks in as it grows that has any resemblance. And it feels like, so that dream was like, this isn't the only ultimate reality. Yes, I do know that we come from this earth. I do see through the veil. And my work is to be here and to not run away. So no wonder I'm called to deliver babies and hand them to their mothers. Makes sense. That makes good sense. That's a good work for someone that didn't get that experience. That's a good thing. So over and over I do this. And in the beginning, it was actually, I was drawn to do this. But then it was like, this feels hard. So it was like I had to go through a lot of that healing stuff work. And now, sometimes I forget that my presence makes a difference. That my presence, that my knowledge and wisdom and expertise and all that, but my presence in that most intimate moment in people's lives makes a difference. So I get to be in the moment of souls coming in to life, souls coming through the tunnel into life. They're all wet and gooey, and they're barely even clear. And I get to welcome them. That is such an amazing, fabulous thing to do. And I forget in a 12-hour shift in the birthing factory hospital where you barely have time to pee, and maybe you get to eat a couple of graham crackers, and then there's 6 women in labor, and you're going from room to room, catching the little souls. Well, don't drop them! You know, that I forget that my presence makes a difference. And I have to remember to go to the little babies in the midst of that to remember where you came from. Don't forget. Oh. And I've seen, by now I've seen thousands of babies born. And I've seen families welcome and weep, and the families are crying and there's joy. I've seen fathers so stoned that they're crashed out on the couch, that they're not even present. I've seen women on cell phones giving birth to Jerry Springer on the TV. I've seen an African family, and the patriarch of that family peeked into the room after the birth was all done and clean and the baby was handed over, and he's holding up the baby to be welcomed by God into the tribe, the whole family around. I've seen babies born, stillborn, where there's no pulse, there's no breathing. I've seen grown, strong men cry and weep. Just the other day, I didn't see this one, but I saw it on an internet video, and it made me cry too. This was a little baby born 7 months. It was too soon. It was too soon. It wasn't time. And it was born, and it was formed, but it wasn't quite robust already, and it wasn't alive. And it was wrapped in the blankets, and the little hat, and the little booties, and the whole pictures was the whole family. I had never seen such a thing before. Every family member holding and welcoming that baby and smiling, and then the little sibling, sister, holding that baby and smiling and looking, and then the grandfather's a picture holding that baby and smiling, and the mother holding that baby next to her breast. And I realized this is so important. This being born, it's so important. I forget sometimes. Sometimes I feel, it's really hard to be in the hospital working 12 hours and you don't get to pee and you're running from room to room. The dream came on the farm in Tennessee, where they have the midwives and the spiritual midwifery, and I had my baby there, and it was the hippie commune, and it was like, this is in the rushes, there's no contractions, it's rushes, and it's very ecstatic, and that's what I started as, and that's what I wanted to be, a midwife, and that's why I wanted to, and now it's like, sometimes I forget. And this work is arguably the oldest profession, I would say. And in the beginning days, in the olden days, midwives helped the dying across. And that was their work, that they helped the dying souls go back and did the care of the body and all of that. And they brought the babies in. And that was their, so you needed to have this awareness of this world and this world. You needed to know that somehow in the middle, your